Nobody is coming to save you. No one is watching. No one is counting your late nights. No one is adding up your sacrifices. No one is taking notes on how hard you are trying. And here is what most people never want to face. The life you want, it is not waiting for the right moment. It is not waiting for the right opportunity. It is waiting for you. It is waiting for the day you decide to stop needing permission. Stop needing applause. Stop waiting for someone else to believe in you first. Stay with me. Because what I am about to tell you has the power to change everything. Everything. It starts right here, in your mind. Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever worked hard, really, genuinely hard, and felt completely invisible? You put in the hours, you made the sacrifices, you stayed up when others slept, you said no to distractions, you kept going. And yet, nothing. No recognition, no reward, no applause, just you, alone in your effort, quietly grinding, quietly struggling, quietly wondering, does any of this even matter? You are not broken for feeling that. You are human. We were built to need connection, to want recognition, to crave validation from the people around us. When a child learns to walk, people clap. When a student graduates, people cheer. When an athlete wins, the crowd roars. So we grow up believing effort should be rewarded with applause. Progress should be rewarded with recognition. Sacrifice should be rewarded with appreciation. But then life happens, real life, adult life. The life where nobody claps for the alarm you set at 5 a.m. Nobody cheers for the meal you skipped to save money. Nobody celebrates the hours you spent building yourself while everyone else was out having fun. And slowly, the doubt creeps in. Maybe I am doing this wrong. Maybe I am not good enough. Maybe I should stop. And this is where most people break. Not because the goal is impossible. Not because they lack talent. Not because the path is too long. They break because the silence became too loud. I see you. I know exactly where you are right now. And I need you to hear this next part with every cell in your body. Here is the truth nobody puts on a motivational poster. Success is not built in the spotlight. Success is built in the silence of a 4 a.m. session with an empty room, the silence of a notebook filled with ideas nobody has seen yet, the silence of a dream being protected before it is strong enough to survive other people's doubt. That is where greatness is made, not on the stage. In the silence before the stage, think about every person you admire, every athlete, every entrepreneur, every artist. Do you think their journey began with applause? No, it began with doubt, with rejection, with empty rooms and unanswered messages, with people who said, maybe try something else, with nights that felt more like funerals than foundations. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team, JK. Rowling was rejected 12 times before Harry Potter existed. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for television. These are not exceptions. These are blueprints. Greatness is not born from applause. Greatness is forged in the absence of it. And here is the deeper truth. The one that separates people who build real lives from people who just dream about them. The applause is a reward for the work already done. It is not fuel. It was never supposed to be fuel. If you need the applause to keep going, you are building on sand, because applause comes and goes, people come and go, circumstances come and go, but your belief, your discipline, your daily decision to show up, that belongs to you. Nobody can clap it away from you. Nobody can silence it. The most powerful shift you will ever make in your life is the day you decide, I am not doing this for them. I am doing this for me, for who I am becoming, for the life I am building, for the version of myself waiting on the other side of this season. That is when everything changes. That is when you stop performing for the world and start building for yourself. And that right there is where everything starts. In your mind. Let me teach you something most people never learn. There are two kinds of motivation. External motivation, the kind that comes from praise, from likes, from comments, from someone telling you are doing great. And internal motivation, the kind that comes from purpose, from identity, from a deep, unshakable belief in where you are going. External motivation is powerful, but it is fragile. It depends on other people, and other people are unreliable. Internal motivation is bulletproof because it is not tied to anyone else's opinion. It is not waiting for anyone else's approval. It lives inside you, and it only grows stronger the more you feed it. So how do you build it? First, change what you are working for. Stop working for the outcome. Start working for the identity. Every time you show up when you do not feel like it, you are becoming someone who shows up. Every time you do the hard thing without anyone watching, you are becoming someone who does hard things. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are becoming someone built for extraordinary things. You are not just building a business, a body, a skill, a career, you are building a person. And that person being forged right now in this silence is worth every ounce of effort. Second, embrace the unsexy season. Every great story has a middle chapter nobody talks about. The chapter where nothing is happening. The chapter where progress is invisible. The chapter where quitting feels reasonable. This is your middle chapter. But it is not a punishment. It is a preparation. The world is not ignoring you. The world is not against you. The world is simply waiting to see if you are serious. Are you? Third, protect your belief like it is your greatest asset, because it is. Belief is not naive. Belief is not blind optimism. Belief is a decision, a daily, deliberate, sometimes difficult decision to say, I am going to keep going. Not because success is guaranteed, but because I believe I am worth the attempt. That decision, made again and again in the quiet, is the architecture of a remarkable life. You do not need more talent. You do not need better luck. You do not need more people in your corner. You need one thing, one person, you. Fully committed, fully present, fully believing. Everything you are looking for is already inside you. It starts in the mind. It always has. I want to ask you something, not as a motivational question, as a real question. What are you actually doing with the time you've been given? Not what are you planning? Not what are you thinking about? What are you doing? Because this is the moment. Right now, not next Monday, not next year, not when things get easier. Now, are you going to stop because nobody claps? Are you going to shrink because nobody is watching? Are you going to give up on the life you said you wanted because the road is quieter than you expected? Or are you going to keep building, even in the silence, even in the doubt, even when nobody sees it, even when nobody says a word? Let me tell you what happens to people who keep going anyway. They become undeniable, not because luck finally found them, not because the world suddenly started paying attention, but because they built something so real, so consistent, so genuinely powerful, that the world had no choice but to notice. You cannot be ignored forever if you refuse to stop. This is your season, not the season of applause, the season of construction, the season of becoming, the season that nobody will talk about when they finally celebrate your success. But you will remember it. You will remember exactly what it cost, exactly what it required, exactly who you had to become to get through it. And it will be the most important season of your entire life. So let me ask you one final time. What is it going to be? The comfort of quitting or the power of continuing? You already know the answer. You knew it before you pressed play. Now it is time to live it. Let me leave you with this. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not in the market, not in the gym, not in the boardroom. It is in your mind every morning before the world gets to you, before the noise, before the doubt, before the comparisons start. There is a moment, a small, quiet, powerful moment where you get to choose who you are going to be today. Choose wisely. Choose the version of you that keeps going. Choose the version of you that does the work even when the work feels thankless. Choose the version of you that shows up for the life you are building, not the life you are performing for others. Claps do not build greatness. Consistency does. Applause does not create champions. Discipline does. Recognition does not shape your future. Your daily decisions do. You are enough. You have always been enough. And the world will see it once you truly believe it yourself. Everything starts in the mind. Believe in yourself, even when nobody else does, especially when nobody else does. Now go build. Go build something that speaks for itself. The silence is not a sign to stop. The silence is where the real work begins. Before you go, if this message hit you somewhere real, do one thing. Hit subscribe to Motiverse. Turn on the bell. Because every week we come back to this space to push harder, think deeper, and build stronger versions of ourselves. You did not find this channel by accident. You found it because you are the kind of person who refuses to stay where they are. This is your community. Welcome to Motiverse. Now let's go build.